Yeah, it's Scott. It's Scott out here around Chicago, man. Bring that 104 back around, man. That thing's working good now.
10-4, Scott. By golly, it is. It's amazing what putting your antenna together right can do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be sure not to mention that you're an extra class too. Hi, hi.
Yeah, not extra class. No. I think at general, when you're general class ham, I think you are allowed to add, 4 plus 3 plus 2 and put Cheerios in your milk.
Oh man, you're too funny. You took it well, and I'm proud of you. You even admitted the damn mistake, even though you're probably kicking yourself over and over. But you got past that. Hats off to you, man. It's working great. You should see this signal I got on you now.
10-4 on that. Yeah, I'm just getting ready to pull the trigger on a new radio too. I'm looking at that Yaesu 1200 FTD X Jobby or the 3000. I've got the money to spend on a 3000, but that sure looks like a neat radio.
Yeah, though, I think used, you could probably get it, around the price of the new one, the lower model. You see them sometimes on eBay, but yeah, I'm enjoying this 890 now. I think I got it figured out.
10-4 on that, and that was a Yaesu 890 or a Kenwood.
Yeah, Yaesu Fox Tango 890, and the only thing I'm having trouble with is finding the cat cables for it, and where I found them, they're not cheap and far away, United Kingdom. And anyways, today I'm on my Trizuka, my triple bazooka antenna.
Well, it's certainly making a trip. You're 5x9 here for sure.
Oh, good, good. And you're flat side on the 104. And oh, by the way, I talked to a couple of the boys again over there in the SD. Yeah, Jim this time. I think it was Jim and another guy. I forgot his number.
10-4 on that. I heard a guy on 10 meters last night from New Zealand. I tried to get back to him, but couldn't. He was in pretty clear. But unfortunately, the Ranger on 10 meters and this 104, my SWR is not good at a 28, 450, something like that. It's pretty dadgum ugly in the SWR world, but the IMAX is still under 2 at that range. And I thought about, if a guy had a different radio where you had a different transmit and a different receive antenna, you could be listening on the beam and talking on the IMAX and get away with murder.
Yeah, yeah, or you figure out a way to, yeah, get that Yagi to self-adjust up there, man. Yeah, that's a dilemma. Well, you got to decide, what are you going to use it on? I guess you could make it closer to the 10-meter band, and if you have like one of these newer radios, they got auto tuners built in.
Yeah, they do, but I think they only go up to about a mismatch of 3. From what I read someplace in some Yaesu stuff, they only go to about 3, where an antenna tuner you can tune a lawn chair, I guess.
Oh, yeah, 3 to 1, but hell, that's pretty high. I mean, you're higher than 3 to 1?
Oh, negative. That might be about where it would be. So it would probably tune the beam on 10 meters. I could probably get away with that one.
Yeah, and where are you checking the SWR? Are you checking it at the radio, or do you have a meter in line?
I got an analyzer, which I had to buy to analyze why my antenna wasn't working. So that only cost me another $300.
I had to buy. Hi, hi, I love it. I love it. I've got an analyzer. I still haven't hooked the damn thing up yet. I bought about over a year ago now. I got to get it out.
What a marvelous tool to look at things and not to be running up and down the stairs and running up and down a ladder and hanging onto a dadgum antenna and trying to adjust stuff and then run down the stairs and see if it got better or worse, because most of the time it was just getting worse. And with that analyzer hooked up, you could just sit there and tweak to your heart's content.
Oh God, I know. I hear you. I hear you. You know what I did at one point? I had a baby monitor set up, one by the radio, so I could hear the damn thing. I knew if I was getting better or not. Roger?
Well, that's a brilliant idea. I wonder if I ever come through the neighbor's baby monitor. She just had a they probably got one of them things. Matter of fact, when I point at their house, I got this weird static that comes in, so I don't know what.
Yep, yep, it probably is picking up that stuff. I pick up some digital stuff too in the area. If it's right, you know, it's at a certain angle, and nothing you can do other than turn it away.
Yeah, that's when I go much past straight west with the beam, I start getting this hashy sound until I go north, and the same thing around to the east. When I start going a little bit northeast, it starts getting kind of hashy. So it's kind of a paint, pointing at the neighbor's house, like there's some kind of terrible electronic noise going on here, and that's one of the benefits of that FTDX 1200. You can notch all that junk right out of there.
Yeah, you came up to about an S9 on my vertical. I just flipped over the vertical to take a look. Is that thing still pretty low to the ground?
Oh, I'm a 20 foot over the top of my deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think if you get at least a half a wave, you should be okay. A lot of guys do that. That one guy in Alabama you always hear on 385, he's got a 3 element, I think he runs, and it's real low to like 7 feet, and he kicks ass with that thing. But that, you know, you can do that with 27 megahertz because of the ground. The ground plays a fun part in this this spectrum.
The nice thing about this hobby and that ground, at least the ground isn't moving like it was in my dirt bike days. Mothers, don't let your sons grow up and ride motorcycles.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, you brought that up. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the hobby. It seems like hell. One of the guys that brought me into the hobby, I think he was a big racer too. Now that I think about it, his name was Norm. Yeah, Norman, I think. Norm Firmisen. I lost track of him. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get some news about him.
Yes, more on that. I had a treat the other day, other morning. I was hollering, shooting east, and I'll be darned if I didn't end up talking to a guy from South Africa down in just off the Indian Ocean. Which was, man, that's a long shot.
Yeah. I got a little clip of you last time I worked you, I think. I don't know, did you get a chance to see it, or did I not upload it yet?
I don't think you uploaded it yet, but I would love to hear what I sound like. I have no clue what I sound like whatsoever.
Oh, you sound manly. Don't worry. Hi. But yeah, I promise. I got your email too. I've been a lot of South Dakota in, so I'm not going to forget you. And I just can't remember what kind of signal I got on you. But I remember when you flipped between the two antennas, it really wasn't that big a difference. And I don't think it was much. It wasn't like it is today, man. You're booming in. The what? The heat?
Well, no, I had my front element, my beam off 10 inches.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, and I think we were talking because I told you, I said, hell, you're coming in better on the backside.
Yeah, well, she's working pretty damn good, right? It really makes a big difference swinging that thing around, and it's some serious fun for sure. I can't even imagine what a 6 element or an 8 element would be like, but I couldn't do that in the house.
Yeah, after so many elements, it's really, I don't think, worth it. But yeah, some of the best antennas I've heard are like a 4-element Moxon would be awesome. I want to put one of those together, but where is it pointed right now? You might not even be right on me.
Well, I'm pointing east, a little bit off from straight east.
Yeah, I think for me, if you're in the southern part of the state, I think it's a little bit north, no?
I'm going to go, now that is a little bit south, just a hair southeast. You're in Chicago, right?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, wouldn't you go east and a little bit north? Try that.
I did. I just did that. I just brought it a little bit south from east and actually got you a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like that here too. So yeah, you wouldn't believe it, man. Because I was wondering who the hell's scratching me on lower sideband because I'm typically on upper sideband up here, and I finally found who it was. It was you, and I go, oh, I know that guy. But yeah, when you flip that sucker back out to that guy in what Canada, man, you went down to zero. That is the best rejection I've seen ever, I think.
10-4. Well, you know, my whole family of radio people seem to be down in Las Vegas and Phoenix, Texas. That's kind of like the home group. They kind of been with me since I got started here. And some of them are hams, and they've been holding my hand and giving me advice and stuff like that. So they're kind of the whole group down there.
Yeah, yeah, Roger that. Yeah. Well, I don't have a lot of family members in the hobby, but yeah, I've made a lot of friends, almost like family members, I think, nowadays, for sure. But yeah, it's fantastic, man. You are hitting me about a 9 now. With me on vertical, though, and you're set up horizontal. You know, I think I'd want to try to rotate that if I had a Yagi like that, just for grins, you know, a little bit vertical, a little bit horizontal, Roger.
I actually tried the vertical angle on that, and it didn't seem like it made a whole lot of difference. But I was discussing this with one of these pointy-headed intellectual antenna people. They're going, you know what, the wind load on that antenna with it going vertical like that, you got a tremendous wind load against you versus horizontal, and I'm in a high wind area.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you do with swirling winds? High.
Yeah, well, you know, what do you do? But anyway, seems to be working pretty good. I absolutely love that South African contact. I wish I could have heard better. You know, with basic noise in the air and stuff like that. That's why I'm looking at one of these other kick-butt radios that really have some ears on it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, man, I'm telling you, you can work probably anywhere you want. You know that Indiana Jones, he runs his Yagi. He's got what, an 8 element, I think, and he runs it, I think, vertical at times too. He gets better DX down to Australia with it that way.
Wow, that's quite a deal. And those Australian guys are just absolutely fun to talk with. It's a dadgum accent, but that South African guy had a very pronounced accent like that too. Sounded like he was from Australia.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love talking to guys in Australia. Always have a blast with them there. Yeah, they're real nice too. Real good gentlemen.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. I've been emailing back and forth a little bit with Peter 220, and he sent me a picture of his stack of radios and his girlfriend and his Mercury Capri that he's got. And I sent him back a Mustang convertible picture and a picture of, well, I'll have to shoot those pictures over to you and you can laugh about it.
Yeah, Peter. Isn't he like a what the hell? I forgot his call. Bravo Sierra or Sierra Bravo?
I just know him as Peter 220, and then he's down there very close to Needle Bender, I think 467 or something like that. And the Needle Bender has got a bigger antenna.
Oh, I don't remember the needle bender, but I remember a Peter, and I liked his QSL card. If it's the same guy, he's got like an elephant on it. High.
That's 10-4 on that. The guy I talked to in South Africa was an ostrich farmer. He had ostriches.
Yeah, that's another thing that's fun with those guys. They're all like farmers, man. They're cattle farmers or what have you. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, how crazy is that? One of the guys I talked to in Sydney complaining about the cats waking me up about 4:30 or so and pulling the covers off. He said, I got a missile hog that wants to be fed about 5 a.m.
Oh man, you're too much fun.
Yeah, Squealing Hog, one radio cat is sitting here on the back of the couch. She's behaving herself right now. The other radio cat is missing. I don't know where she's at.